Hello, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. So today we're going to learn how to do a simple Flexbox example with HTML and CSS. If you didn't subscribe, you can subscribe to do not miss the upcoming videos. So as you can see here, we have a structure in HTML and we're going to use CSS here to do some kind of nice outlook for this, and we will make the outlook with our CSS. If right now we go to this and press show preview, you can see the output over here if the internet is working. So we have some articles examples here. And what we want to do is not to align those articles in a horizontal format. We can put them in a vertical format. So the example will be like this. This is a picture which will be the example of our work. So we will put those three kind of flex boxes to put the output of our articles here. And what we will do is to use the CSS to do that. So let's get started. I can take this out right now and try to explain a little bit of this HTML. As you can see here, we just have a simple HTML structure and the link for the CSS file is here. And as you can see, we have this body element tags and we have a header here, simple flex box. We can also do some kind of color background for this simple flex box. And we have section here, element tags. Inside the section element tags, we have those three articles. The first article starts here with a header or head to first article and the paragraph of the article here in a horizontal way, as you have seen in the output over there. And the second article is here with a header, to, and a paragraph. And the third article is here, third article with two paragraphs, as you can see here. And last but not least, this is the model we are going to use to do the work. Here we have a HR to do, let's say we're going to separate from those two here with this element tag here, HR. And we have header one, multiple column layout. And this paragraph here explains the job we have to do when we will do the Flexbox. And this is an image downloaded from the internet to show you how we will do the work. And I will put it online here. As we will continue doing the work, we will see how the progress will be from here, the output. So let's go here to the CSS. Here we can start by doing some comment. For example, we have started by double forward slashes and double asterisks. Between the asterisks here we can do the comment we want. For example, we can write general CSS, and down below we can start writing the selectors. First we can, for example, start by HTML and see what will change here, because as long as we're doing something here, you will see it here automatically. Yes, it will be live. And first we're going to start by, for example, doing the font family inside this HTML selector. For that we need curly braces, and down here we can write the font family, for example. As you can see, we can just grab it from there because it is auto incremented here thanks to the AI. So what we're going to do for the font family, we can write, for example, sans serif. Yes, as you can see here, there are some changes from this, and we will continue doing a background color, for example, for our HTML. Let's say background color, and what kind of color we're going to choose, it is up to us. We can choose whatever color we want from here. Let me go with this antiquity white. Yes, as you can see here, there is a different color than the previous one. And let's go to body selector, for example. We can write body here, and inside body we will take the margin from margin top, margin right, margin bottom, margin left. We can say 0 to all of the margins. So this will end, we'll put 0 to all the margins. As you can see here, we are occupying all the spaces. And let's continue. We can do the header, for example. As I told you at the beginning, we can do a background color for the header so that it will look a little bit nicer. This is the top header here. So let's do something here. Let me check the header here. What kind of, yes, I have header. I can grab this selector to select this simple Flexbox example. Let's do that. Header and curly braces here. What we want to do with the header, we're going to change the background, like, let's say, are we going to change the background color? Let's say just the background. We can give it a color like purple, for example. Here, as you can see, there is a color here, purple. And the height of this, we can decide what kind of height we will do. Here's the height property and the value. We can choose, for example, 100 pixels for the height of this header here. And we can continue doing the work. And here next we can, for example, attack the H1 selector. H1 here with like this is from those H1. We have here H1 somewhere else. Here also we have H1. So we are going to select those H1s and give them some kind of layouts or some kind of styles for the H1s. For example, let's take text. We can say, for example, the text align. We can put the H1s text align center, for example. And what else? As you can see here, this one is a text H1, and those H1s are being aligned in the center. And next, we can also put the color for the H1 here, the color we want to give it. Let's say this one is a H1. There's also H1 here. We can change the color as we want. We can say green, for example, or green yellow. We can stick to green too and see. Yes, You can have this green color for the H1, and the line height, we can decide the line height for H1 and give some values for the line height. Let's say, for example, how much we can give it. Let's say, let's keep this 100 pixels. As you can see, now the line height is 100. But here we don't have the background color to see the changes. But as you can see here, it looks like the H1 is in the middle of this background color. And we can continue with, for example, give some margin for the H1 here. You can say margin 0. Margin will be automatically for all, top, bottom, left, right. Let's say 0. As you can see, when I take it off, all those spaces went away when I put margin 0 for top, bottom, left, right. Now we are taking all the spaces because we have margin 0 for all sides. And next we can, for example, do something for the articles here. Those are the articles. We have 3 different articles. Here is the first, yes, the second and the third. So to do some style with those articles, we can just write here article, as you can see, and inside the article we can, for example, say the padding for the article. The padding, how much we can put it. Let's say 10 pixels for the padding. Yes, as you can see, we have the padding for those articles, 10 pixels. And next we are going to, for example, as you can see here, this will be the goal. Is the goal for our project right now, to have some kind of alignment in this way, and the layout must or should be like this. So what next can we do with the article? We can also go with margin. We need some margin here, and we can give it, for example, how much? As you guessed, 10 pixels. We have 10 pixels for the margin of, and the padding is between those lines also. And yeah, and next we can, for example, give a background color for those articles, and the background color can be whatever we want to give it. As you see here, let's choose this. Can we change? Let's try with blue here. As you can see, it's taking the space. We can also change it to, let's say, what? Light blue. Yes, we can stick with this light blue. It's a little bit better in my eyes, but you can choose whatever color you want, and we are still having those alignments in horizontal format, so we need this alignment. And what we're going to do next, we're going, for example, to do the sections. So let's see here. So this is the section. We have the section selectors, and inside the section we have those articles, and we have to do something about it. And let's write here section, and what we're going to do first is the display for those content of the section. You can say display here inline flex. As you can see, we have it here, and automatically you have seen the changes to the vertical layout. This is the inline flex doing the job for us. And we can say again display down here flex, another display flex. Yes, let's keep this flex, and flex direction, let's say the row, the flex direction we can keep with column or row. Let's say row, for example. Need those rows, not columns. And we can say article flex. We still can come down here, grab the article selector and give it a flex 1. Let's say this flex selector and 1. This is for every article down there. And we still have those article because we have 3 articles. We have to do something about those 3 articles here. And what we're going to do, we have a selector called article, and next to it we have this as you can hear, the sound is NTH. The NTH we are going to do is of type. Let's see if we have this here, and of type, because we have 3 articles. We're going to grab that and do some kind of styling, and the flex will be, for example, we can decide what kind of, how many flex here. Let's say 2. Now it is divided to 2 because we have put it the flex here to 2. The first 2 articles are very short, and the third article is long, so that to make the content looks this way, we have decided to divide our content here into 2 parts. The first having the first and the second article, and the third one having another chunk, because it has a lot of content, so to make things looks better, that's why we have decided to do this, the flex. If we take it off, you can see here why we decided to do that, not to divide it into 3, because the first and second article are short articles and there are empty spaces here. So to compensate those empty spaces and make sure that those articles they look better, we can put the 2 here. That's why we have 2, and it's better, I think. And what next we're going to do, we can decide to continue doing whatever we want, but as you can see here, the example from this picture is a little bit like this one here, and thanks to the CSS, and that's good. That's the way you can, for example, play with those Flexbox layouts. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and see you next time for another project. Bye bye. And let me save this before we move on. Yes.